Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? This is Invest and Build Credit and Wealth. I know I changed the name on my channel just because I really wanted to bring a little bit more than just credit, because I realized that credit and wealth are linked together. So not only do I want to bring you things that you need to do to help you improve your credit, but I want to tell you how to invest in yourself and grow your wealth. Basically, that's it. Grow, build your credit. I always tell you, credit is the access to money. Build your credit, more access to money. Once you have more access to money, you have more money to invest in yourself. So that's what I'm all about, to show you how those two are linked and to grow with me. How am I going to do that? I'm going to continue to show you how to improve your credit, but now I'm going to show you how to invest, what you should be investing in. How am I going to do that? I'm going to weekly show you my investment portfolio, what I'm investing in, how I'm growing my wealth, and what I'm doing to improve my financial status. So you growing with me, you can see what I'm doing, make those good decisions, go do your research and see, and we can grow together as a community. And that's what I want to put out. Grow as a community, give you the solid information that you can use so you can grow your wealth. So that's what's important to me. Grow your wealth. But anyway, so let's get to the matters at hand. First thing I want to say, thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for taking and the trust in me on this channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you share the channel. We want to bring this out and get it out to the masses, because I'm all about trying to help people. Believe me, I am about trying to help people. I know I've been a little slow on my videos lately, but we had a pool put in the backyard. We're trying to get all this landscaping done. So one, leave work, come home, and then work all up into the night trying to get all the landscaping done. But we finally got it done. Ooh, finally got it done. And now I can really get back to concentrating on those things that I need to do, along with my credit repair business. I want to get back and start making sure these videos and getting this good information out. I am future things coming to the channel. I am going to have a 4-volume series from A to B about how to start fixing your credit. A to B, from what is the first thing you need to do, second thing you need to do, how do you read your credit report, how do you send in dispute letters. I'm going to go over every single thing. I'm going to give you all my secrets so you can know how to improve, what you need to be looking for, how do you need to look, the different strategies that you could be using for different scenarios, giving you actual pictures of what you need to be looking for in your credit report, and show you how to deal with how it should be reading, how it shouldn't be reading. Is this a violation? Is this inaccurate? I'm putting together right now. I'm getting all the series together and start doing them. So I'm gonna bring that. Next thing I'm gonna be doing is showing you my portfolio. I'm gonna be getting on and showing you where my portfolio is, where it's growing, what I'm investing in, why I'm investing in, and I'm gonna be bringing different classes that let you know how to grow your wealth. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I want to do, because I want to bring more to the channel and really bring more to you, because, you make the channel. If I don't make the channel, you make the channel. You make it what it is by you subscribing, listening, giving me the thumbs up, and keep telling me, Larry, keep putting out that good content. I appreciate you. So that's definitely what I want to be doing. And I want to continue on that path. Don't stop. Don't quit. That's what I'm going to do. No matter. If I only get 1 subscriber, I'm still going to be coming back every day, because I'm dedicated. And if I can reach 1 person, then I've been successful. So that's the main thing for me. But let's get to this information, because nobody's talking about it, and I want you to really understand what's going on. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has filed suit against Encore, which Encore is the main company with the subsidiaries of Midland Funding and Midland Credit Management. This is the filing with the United States Supreme Court, or District Court, I'm sorry, for Southern District of California, and I'm in California, about Midland Funding and all their illegal activities as a debt collector. So I'm going to kind of cover some of the main things that are going on, just to kind of give you, and then we're going to insight on what's happening. Then I'm going to tell you about what I should do. And if you have some Midland funding accounts, you really need to be putting this in the forefront and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So, because these debt collectors, I'm telling you, they running scared about now with all this stuff coming up, because they see this stuff is cracking down. And you need to understand what are your legal rights to do and what you can do. So let's get on that. So let's talk about, the first thing we want to talk about is the introduction. We're going to talk about the introduction of this filing that was done with the District of Southern California, well, because it's Midland Funding stationed out of San Diego. So just to understand, this is the second enforcement action that the Bureau has brought against the defendant. This is the second time. So we let you know they're drawing so much money and getting so, they don't even care. They're just going to keep violating. They're just going to keep doing it. So in the first action, the Bureau found the defendant had violated multiple provisions of the federal consumer financial laws, including the CFPA and the FDCPA. The Bureau agrees to resolve these findings without litigation through a consent order that required defendants to abide by certain conduct provisions, which they failed to do. Because the defendant was violated that order, once again, the CFPA and the CDCPA, the Bureau filed this complaint. So this is letting you know they continue to file, to continue to do stuff they're not supposed to be doing. So we're just going to continue on. Midland Funding is out of San Diego, where we already talked about that. Let's get into some of the meat. Together, the defendant collectively with Encore formed the largest debt buyer collector in the United States. So Midland Funding, Midland Credit Management under Encore, the largest debt buyers here in America. Its annual revenue is more than $1 billion, and its annual net income is more than $75 million. A lot of this because we're as consumers are not educated. So we just paying them, don't even know if they got the right documents, don't even know, do they have legal standings or a right to collect on this debt. We just paying them. And that's just how they're collecting their money. And a lot of it is because we're not educated as a consumer, know what is our legal right and what they need to have for them to have a legal right to collect this debt. So let's continue on. Midland Funding and MCM with Midland Credit Management, and that asset has no noticeable business purposes but aside from purchasing and collecting consumer debt. That's all they do. Purchase consumer debt. That's all they do. And that's what their main purpose is. Now we're going to talk about factual background. And this is a little bit of the background of what's going on with them. In 2015, the Bureau issued an administrative consent order with respects to Encore Capital, Midland, and Midland Credit Management. Okay, the order resolved claim that Encore was making false and unsubstantiated representations to consumers about consumer owning debt. Meaning they were telling consumers that they own this debt when legally they did not own the debt. And consumers were actually paying the debt that they didn't even legally own. So, and then they was falsely telling people that they own the debt when they didn't. Meaning you sent a validation letter asking them for validation of the debt. They came back and said, hey, this debt is validated, it's true and accurate, which is saying that they have a legal right to collect this debt, and then they want to collect it. They were misrepresenting that Encore intended to prove debt to consumers. So they Some of them, they sometimes could not even, when you ask for validation, not even respond to your validation, but were trying to sue you. Uh, Using a misleading affidavit saying that they had knowledge of the account when they didn't, meaning that when they they had a letter of an affidavit in a letter saying this account and this came from this person that had legal knowledge of this account. So we have the information we need to collect on this debt. A side note, an affidavit, you should never allow an affidavit in the court because you can't question an affidavit. You can't cross-examine an affidavit. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you, if I'm in court, I'm not allowing, judge, I object to the affidavit because I can't question this affidavit. How do I know the validity of this affidavit? How do I know how true and accurate this affidavit is when I have no way of being able to question the affidavit? So I would never allow an affidavit. Even for me, I would not allow that. Let's talk about some other things. They lied about personal knowledge and the court's presumption of the debt, misleading that Encore had legally enforceable claims to the debt outside of the uh, outside the statute of limitation. So they're going and they're suing people on debt that you can't sue them on outside the statutory limitations. So in the state of California, it's 4 years. So they were going after people, the debts were 5 years old and then suing them. When they don't even you can't even sue them, it's outside the statutory limitations. So that was another thing that they were doing. Uh, the consumers, they had they would never provide the burden of proof in litigation, making excessive and inconvenient phone calls and filing to inadequately investigate consumers reporting disputes. So they were not, you sending a dispute, then they wasn't even adequately going back making sure if this was illegal, not, I don't want to say legal, make sure that the debt was a valid debt. uh Other things, the order required Encore to pay at least 34 million in restitution to consumers and 10 million in civil penalties to the bureau. So just think about that. They had to pay up to 44 million and they still doing this illegal stuff. But when you're making, $1 billion, I mean, that's chump change. So So it's just amazing the things that they were doing. So let's continue on. The order also imposed conduct provisions that were primarily designed to protect the consumer from efforts to collect an inaccurate or substantiated debt, particularly through litigation or threats of litigation. But Encore was not complied with these conduct provisions, so they would not comply to the conduct, all the provisions. Some more stuff that they were doing. Uh, uh, Encore was engaging in illegal collection without first providing the consumer with a statement that Encore or Encore agents will, within 30 days of a written request, provide the consumer uh, with copies of the OALD at no cost. So listen to what I'm telling you. You send in your validation letter, you always request the OALD. And I'm going to tell you why you need to request that. You always, in my affidavits, I put that in the affidavit along with some other stuff, because when they don't provide it, you have a strong case that you may want to say, hey, maybe I need to take this to court. Maybe I don't want to be paying these guys if they don't have the legal documents, right? So think about that. There are things that they have to show that they have a legal right to collect the debt. And I preach that all the time. You go to my other videos, I say all that do. They have a legal right to collect on this debt. In more than 750,000 instances after the effective date, Encore engaged in legal collection after it was omitted material elements of this required disclosure. So that disclosure, the OLD, they were omitting stuff out of it to make it seem like it was a legal document. Oh, wow. Especially more than 750,000 disclosures omitted that the OLD would be provided at no cost when it wasn't. More than 25,000 of the disclosures also omitted that the OALD would be provided within 30 days of the request, and it wasn't. Encore collected more than 300 million through legal collection on these accounts without providing all materials. 300 million on collection without providing the proper materials. Encore failed to provide, when going back over, failure to provide the OALD within 30 days of the consumer request. I'm keep repeating that OLD because it should be a part anytime that you're going after and trying to get validation from any debt buyer. Because they can't just send you a letter on their letterhead saying you owe this debt. When I deal with all my clients, I get that letter, they get a return letter. You have not provided sufficient evidence that you have legal standings or own this debt or have a legal right to collect this debt from me. Please send the required documents to show that you have legal standings or a legal right to collect this debt from me. So you have to be able to go after that. Just don't ask them, please validate this debt. Because what does that mean? Be specific when you're asking. What are you asking for? Because you may just saying, validate this debt. They just may be looking at your name. Well, this is yours. It says John Doe. Your name is John Doe, so it's validated. Here you go. We validate it's yours. No, it does not work that way. Ask for specific things to show they have a legal right and a legal standing to be able to collect this debt. The failure to provide these consumers with this OALD that they had requested impeded the consumer's ability to determine whether the debt were truly owed. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you always want to request certain things, because you have to make a good decision on, do I need to pay this? Is this a legal debt? Do I really owe this money? You have to ask for specific information, which is so important. The next thing they were doing, they were suing people on time-barred debt. Time-barred debt is debt that is outside the statutory limitations for even being sued. We talked about that, but they were just suing people that debt was outside the statutory limitation. Anytime somebody, you should know when that debt is. You should know what the statutory limitations within your state that you could be sued. They should be telling you that you cannot be sued for this debt. It should be in the letter. It should be when you talk to them. Hey, looking at this, the statement I want to make is, hey, this is an attempt to collect the debt, boom, 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 boom. You cannot be sued for this debt because they're telling you it's outside the statutory limitation, but they try to be deceptive, trick you to make you try to pay something that you really don't have to pay because they don't own it or it's outside the statutory limitation. Another thing, Encore filed more than 100 lawsuits to collect consumers' debt after the statutory limitations had expired. Wow. There's another thing they were doing, and beginning in mid-2000, Encore began using a payment processes based in foreign countries. So say you wanted to pay your debt, you called them, and then you know you're talking to somebody in another country because you already know. You know you're in another country. And then they were processing payments, and then they would charge you foreign transaction fees. So if you paid them and paid foreign transaction fees, you may want to look into something. You may want to look deeper into what they were doing and if it was legally correct, and maybe you can get that money returned and that debt removed off your credit report. So yes, because of payment process based in foreign currency, some consumers banks charge international transaction fees for these payments. So if you have multiple payments and then each time on your bank statement you got these foreign transaction fees, you may have something to talk about. So they would continually making all these illegal things on collecting debt. That's why I tell y'all all the time, when you're dealing with debt buyers, you have to make sure that you're validating, and you need to be, don't just send in a plain something simple. You should be asking specific information. If you need an affidavit, reach out to me. I have an affidavit and a restrictive endorsement package. It's $25. You can pick it up. It has, you get the restrictive endorsement letters for non-medical debt, medical debts, and a restrictive endorsement. You get affidavits for non-medical debt and medical debt, and a restrictive endorsement letter to help you try to settle debt for less than the amount that you owe. Powerful tool. It's a very powerful tool because that tool is creating a contract between you and the collection agencies. And when they go through the actions and they take your payment through there, they just accepted that contract that you wrote to them. You will be able to get that removed off your credit report. So, hey, if you have any questions, hey, I just wanted to bring you a little bit about this is some powerful stuff about these debt collectors. This is powerful because believe me, other debt collectors are paying attention to this filing. Other ones are paying attention to see, we're doing some of the same thing. We may need to tighten up our ship over here. So if you have any questions, you can always email me. It's down in the descriptions. Please reach out to me. Leave a message, comment. I'll get back to you. But this is some powerful information. I will have the link so you can look at this, print this out, take you right to the page. So you will be able. So if you got send that in there with them. That's what I would do. Hey, I need verification. I need the OALD. I'm requesting it. I need to make sure that you have a legal right to this debt. I'm requesting this information. I understand. I'm sending this document because I'm understand that the Consumer Financial Bureau has brought suit against you. So I want to make sure that you are abiding and let you know, excuse me, I'm aware of what's going on in this industry. So I need you to understand that this is what I'm requesting, and I need to know if this is a valid debt. So use the tools at hand. They will work. But if you have any questions, again, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hey, hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up, man. It ain't that hard, man. Go ahead, man. Come on, man. Hit it. Hit the, I know it's hard, man. Hit that thumbs up, man. Say you like this video, man, because I'm trying to bring y'all good content, man. So I'm definitely going to be bringing y'all some investment stuff. Rock with me. I'm telling you, I'm bringing it to y'all. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. It's a beautiful day in California. I got the windows open. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Appreciate y'all doing all the things that y'all need to do. Get your credit right, man. Invest in yourself. I promise you, man, to change your life, man. I would not steer you wrong. I'm bringing this information because I'm a testimony, man. So bring your stuff right. Get your credit right. See how you can invest in yourself. I promise you it will change everything. Quit buying stuff that you can afford. Buy things you want, man. Get things that you want. We only live once on this planet, man. Don't get shortchanged. But I appreciate y'all. Believe me, I appreciate y'all. Check me out. Continue to rock with me. And I'm going to rock with you. Talk to you later.